What's up, YouTube? This is FourthStarTCG, and today we are going to be taking a look at some of the leaks from Bandit Ring. The website that I'm using to look at all these images is pokebeach.com. You guys should definitely go check them out. They do some fantastic work. So, there's not much that's going on here. We have Oddish and Gloom, which aren't very interesting. The first sort of interesting card, playability-wise, in the TCG would be Vileplume. With its ability Frustrating Pollen, as long as this Pokemon is in play, both you and your opponent can't play item cards. So that's interesting there. Sort of the ability version of Seismitoad-EX, but of course it works for you as well. Next, sort of interesting, with Ariados, its ability Poison Nest. Once during your turn before your attack, you may use this ability. Both active Pokemon are now poisoned, excluding grass Pokemon. So this has really good synergy with Sceptile-EX, whose Assassin Claw for 1 grass and 1 colorless energy does 60 damage plus 70 more damage if the defending Pokemon is affected by a special condition. So if you have Ariados, you can reliably put those special conditions on and hit for 130 damage for 2 energy, which is really good. Now, of course, next up is Mega Sceptile-EX. If we can get a bigger picture of this card, that would be absolutely fantastic. We'll wait for that to load. And while we're doing that, we'll talk about all of the actual card text. I think this is really fantastic artwork for Mega Sceptile. But we have Theta Stop, prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's abilities done to this Pokemon. So stops bat damage, stuff like that. That's really all I can think of. Maybe it would stop the Ariados' Poison Nest if it wasn't a grass type. But yeah, no abilities. There's Mega Sceptile-EX Massive. You see the artwork there with Jagged Saber. I think this is really good artwork. I think the purple really works well with the green of Mega Sceptile. And now let's talk about the attack. Jagged Saber, which does 100 damage, and you may attach up to 2 grass energy from your hand to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. If you do, remove all damage from each Pokemon you attach them to. I personally think this is really, really good. It's for grass and colorless energy. You can power that up in 1 turn very easy and then hit for 100 damage. The only thing that's a downside about this is the damage. It's 100. It won't 2-hit KO most Mega Pokemon, which are in the 200 damage range, or in the 200 HP range. So that does kind of stink there, that it won't be able to 1-hit KO Mega Pokemon EX or 2-hit KO them, but it really can't do that in any way. But Mega Sceptile decks are really focused on healing, so what you would do is you would use cards like Energy Retrieval or Superior Energy Retrieval. You'd have 2 Mega Sceptile and keep rotating them out. You'd attack with 1, take a hit with 1, hopefully you wouldn't die, and then you'd retreat, discarding 2 energy. Mega Sceptile-EX does have a retreat of 2, and then you could get those energy cards back into your hand with Energy Retrieval or Superior Energy Retrieval. Switch out your new Sceptile-EX, attach those 2 energy with Jagged Saber, and just sort of rotate those 2 out. The only thing is that it does, the way I see this deck working is you have to have 2 Mega Sceptile out, and also Giant Plant Force, which is a trainer I'll get into later. Just some other interesting cards of Rizion. That's a beautiful holo card. Now into my favorite revealed holo so far, Entei. Beautiful, beautiful holo. Don't know if we can get that in large form here, but the ancient trait Theta Double. This Pokemon can have 2 Pokemon tools attached to it, so that's very nice. Not really that good attacks-wise, but the artwork is beautiful, and hopefully that'll eventually get up, but if not, then no issues. Next up, another EX card, Kyurem-EX. Nothing to talk about here. It's Kyurem-EX, but I mean, really no viable attacks in any way. So now we go on a couple of interesting ability Pokemons, but nothing that good until you get to Hoopa-EX, which is extremely good. Its ability Bandit Ring. This is the first time that Japanese set name has been named after an ability and not an attack of one of the Pokemon in the set. Ability Bandit Ring. Once during your turn before you attack, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may use this ability. Search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon EX, excluding Hoopa EX, show them to your opponent, and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck. This is extremely good, allowing you to search out. I see it working really well in basically any deck, but especially Mega Rayquaza decks, as you can search out Rayquaza, Mega Rayquaza, and a Shaman or something like that. Um, it's also good to just sort of thin out your deck if there are EXs that you don't want to draw into. It's also a great starter. Uh, you start with a Hoopa EX in your hand, you can play it down, really gets it up very fast. Next EX we have Machamp EX, which also really nothing to write home about. It does have it's a fighting Pokemon, so it enjoys all the fighting support. Crazy Hammer matched with Ariados could be interesting, but I really don't see that turning into anything good. Next we have the worst artwork in the history of the Pokemon trading card game, Tyranitar-EX. That's just truly horrible. Hopefully I can get a large artwork for you guys so you can see how terrible it is. But this is quite arguably the worst artwork of Tyranitar ever. I didn't know it was possible to make Tyranitar look this bad, but apparently you can. Just insanely terrible artwork, terrible card. There's really very, very bad. And looks like Pokebeach is taking an extremely long time to load. But if you can see that, Tyranitar-EX artwork is very, very bad. It's somewhat redeemed by Mega Tyranitar-EX, which I really hope we can get that in a large art format. But Theta Double, this Pokemon can have 2 Pokemon tools attached to it, sort of a double-edged sword. You can have a Spirit Link and a Muscle Band, but you can also have a Spirit Link and a Head Ring or something like that to make its already large attack cost even larger. Its attack, Destroyer King, possibly the best attack name in the history of the Pokemon trading card game, does 110 damage and does 60 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. I see Mega Tyranitar-EX becoming a very strong deck in the format. Really like Primal Groudon EX. It's tough to power up. It's weak to a strong deck in the format being Fighting, where Primal Groudon EX was weak to Grass, being Virizion Genesect. And they both have a Retreat of 4. But Destroyer King, pair that with the bats, and there we go. There's the large artwork. Take a look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Destroyer King in English writing there. 240 HP. The max you can have for a Mega, so that's very good. Very hard to one-hit KO this unless you're a fighting Pokemon and you're hitting for weakness. Just a beautiful, beautiful card, I do have to say. But if you pair Destroyer King with the bats, Golbat and Crobat and Zubat, which their abilities allow you to put damage counters on whatever Pokemon you like on your opponent's side of the field. If you can consistently get a Golbat out for 20 damage, even then you're hitting for, 230 damage, because you're doing 60 times 2, 120, 120 plus 110, 230. That's OHKOing most things in the metagame, save for the primals, opposing Mega Tyranitars, and what else? Wailord-EX, yes. One thing that I thought was interesting is Mega Tyranitar-EX can hit for the most damage, unmodified damage, unmodified by tools or weakness or resistance or anything like that. If there is a Wailord-EX with 240 damage, that's 10 HP left, Destroyer King from Mega Tyranitar-EX will hit for 1,550 damage, which is insane. So I believe that's it for the EX cards. We also have Lugia-EX here, which is a reprint of Mewtwo-EX, basically. That's going to be an expensive card, as is Mewtwo. But yeah, once Mewtwo gets rotated out, this is replacing it with Aero Ball, 20 times damage, just 20 damage times the number of energy attached to this Pokemon and the defending Pokemon, basically Mewtwo-EX. We have a couple Spirit Links here, Tyranitar Spirit Link and Sceptile Spirit Link, with both very good artwork. We also have Giant Plant Forest, the only really extremely playable trainer so far, which says each player's grass Pokemon can evolve during the first turn on the turn they were put into play, so it makes Mega Sceptile decks even better. Really love that. And then we have partially revealed cards, which are basically extremely blurry cards, and we also have some other confirmed cards. If you guys didn't know, Primal Kyogre, Primal Groudon, and Mega Rayquaza will be in this deck as shiny ultra rare cards. They will be ultra rare cards, not secret rares or double rares, and I can show you guys what that will look like, as we have had a partial reveal of shiny Mega Rayquaza EX. There'll be a jumbo card in the shiny Rayquaza EX box that will release in a couple months. So hopefully we can get that to connect. But if we can't, oh, it looks like it's finally going. Almost there. There we go. Here, Jumbo Mega Rayquaza EX from Ancient Origins in shiny Rayquaza EX box. You can sort of see it there, but I'll try to get a better picture for you guys real quick. As this card just looks amazing. It's going to be so expensive, but I can't wait to get my hands on it. Really hoping I'll be able to pull it from the 7 boxes of Bandit Ring that I am coming. Shameless plug. Be sure to stick around for 7 booster boxes of Bandit Ring. Going to be extremely epic. Cannot wait for that. As it's taking a very long time to load. Sorry for the total white screen there, guys. As hopefully I can eventually get it up and show you guys shiny Mega Rayquaza EX. But looks like it's taking a little while. So I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video with me analyzing the leaked cards from Bandit Ring that we've seen so far. We will see leaks for Bandit Ring on Wednesday, June 17th. If everything goes according to plan. I believe AmiAmi will ship out on the 20th in Japan, which will sort of be late, what is it, Friday the 19th. So Friday the 19th, if you have booster boxes pre-ordered from AmiAmi, you'll probably get a message asking for them to be paid, and then you send them your payment and they'll ship them. So mine will probably be getting here on Tuesday the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. That would be fantastic if they get here that early. I have an EMS shipped, so everything's very precise with these Japanese leaks. So very happy for that. So thank you guys for watching this new type of video. Let me know if you guys enjoy it. Be sure to like and subscribe.